Hello, my name is Ron Scheiko. I direct the public policy programs here at the Rockefeller Center, and I also teach our introductory course in public policy every winter term. So hopefully I'll be seeing you in that class. First, a bit about public policy. Why do we study public policy from an academic perspective? Well, the best way to think of public policy in that domain is thinking about it as applied social science. That really public policy is about applying the various tools and methods of social science to issues that really affect us on a daily basis. And so we try to gear our classes to make them much more applied than you might find in traditional classrooms. In Public Policy 5, we'll focus on the federal policymaking process in Washington. We'll certainly spend some time linking those to state governments and to localities and how they're impacted by the federal government, but pretty much we'll deal with federal policymaking in Washington. And as we'll find, there are lots of linkages between what we think about as social science and what goes on in Washington. So what's the value added of thinking about the way government operates through a public policy lens? So that's what we spend a lot of our time on. And in public policy, the course work products that you'll produce will be very different than in other classes. For instance, you'll be doing a paper, what I call a one-pager. So if you're a lobbyist trying to influence a member of Congress, if you can't say all you need to say in 2 sides of 1 page, you've said too much. And so you as a student in the class will be figuring out how you concisely make an argument and advocate for a particular policy outcome. We'll also be writing memos to the president as if you were in the position of actually writing a memorandum to the president of the United States. The other option you'll have is to write a public comment to a pending rule in a federal agency, or perhaps writing an amicus brief to a Supreme Court case. Now, again, I don't believe any of you will hold law degrees by the time you take my class, but we still can wrestle with it from a substantive perspective, that in a particular case before the Supreme Court, you can read the facts of the case, and then if you lean toward one side or the other, then how would you make your case for that particular side of the argument? In addition to taking Public Policy 5 during the winter term of your first year at Dartmouth, there are a couple of other things you need to take care of if you're going to work, if you're going to go into our public policy program as a minor, but also to do our first year fellows program. So you need to take what we call a 10, economics 10, government 10, sociology 10, psych 10, etc. It's a stats class, basically. And in order to prepare you for doing a first year fellowship in Washington, where we will match you with a Dartmouth alumni, a member of the Dartmouth alumni organizations in Washington, you'll need to have some skill set to provide for them. So taking Public Policy 5, taking one of the 10s or a methods course of some sort in the social sciences, and doing our D-Lab program, which you'll hear more about by others in the center. Those are the 3 things you're going to need to do first year fellows during your winter term or during your summer after your first year. So that's a lot to digest in one fell swoop, but that's pretty much an overview of the public policy program. Again, it's a 6-course sequence. It's a minor in public policy. There are no prerequisites in the sense that you can major in anything in minor in public policy. So we look forward to seeing you, and I personally look forward to seeing you in the winter term for Public Policy 5. Thanks.